but it's free. It adds. There's a couple other features, so we can do that. We're gonna use what we did before as a survey, but what we're gonna do differently is actually grade the survey as if it's a test. So I have my website open here, Sean Smith Linguistics. I'm going to go to Google Sites, and then I need to go to my drive. So I'm going to go right up here to my drive, click on that, and what I'm going to do is go to Create. Okay, and go down to Form like we did for our survey. And this is going to come up. Okay, so I'll just choose a default template. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and give it a name. Language test, and give it a date. Today's date, 12/4/2013. So good. There's a couple different things that we can do. It starts out with one question here, in which you can edit. I'm just going to go ahead and fill in, and then we can add items here. These are different types of questions that we can add. We're basically going to be dealing with text, multiple choice, checkbox, and possibly choose from a list. We're not going to deal with paragraph text. That's a little too long for this assignment. So basically, the first question I want to start out with is just the name. So I'm going to do a text question. So here's where they'll put in their name. So I'm going to say name. Okay, so that's the question title. It's the text. This is where they put in their name. And I want to put right here required question. So they will have to answer this. They'll not be able to submit their assessment without answering this. So I'm going to go and click done. So that's a set question. Now I'm going to go to add item again. The next question I like to do, we'll do text again, is email. So that way, using Flubaroo, you can actually send assessments out for students to take, and you can send them the results as well. So I'm going to do email. That's where they'll be able to put in their question, and then I'll do this as a required question as well. Hit done. And you'll notice the required questions have a little red star, so they won't be able to submit their test without doing that. Okay, so those are the first questions that I like to do. We're going to do one of each different type of question just to see how to do it. We'll just go ahead and start with a text question. So put that in. To number it, I'll go ahead and put 1 here. And then what's a question we could do? What is a greeting in English? Okay. And of course, this question has many possible answers, which I'll show you how to account for many answers later in the video. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Text, you can click this or not. If they don't do it, they would just not get the points for it. I'm just going to go ahead and click it. So their answer, okay, so there's our question there. I'm going to add another item. Let's go ahead and do multiple choice this time. So question 2. Which language is spoken in France? Okay, so multiple choice. So here you can have your options. French is a choice. You're going to hit tab and it'll take you to the next one. Japanese, Italian, you can just keep going with however many choices you want to do. And Finnish. Okay, so those are my multiple choices. I'll go ahead and do required question, done, and you can see this is the choices here. And when I actually take the test later, I'll be able to click one or the other. Okay, so let's add, so we have a text, we have a multiple choice. Let's go ahead and do the checkbox. Checkboxes and choose from a list are basically the same thing. They're just formatted a little differently. So we'll go ahead and do a checkbox here. And this could have multiple answers as opposed to the multiple choice, which has just one answer. The checkbox can have one or more answers. So we'll go ahead and say this is question 3. Which languages are of the Brythonic subbranch? Okay, and these are checkboxes. So our first one is, let's see, Welsh, Breton, Irish, Gaelic, Manx, and let's do Cornish. Okay, so we have 6 choices here. And done. So when I go ahead and take this, it will be one or more answers. And we'll see how to do that a little later. Okay, so we showed you how to do, like I said before, choose from a list and checkbox are basically the same thing. So we're going to omit choose from a list for now, but we have name, email, we have a text box, and we have multiple choice and checkbox. Okay, so what I'm going to go ahead and do now, say I was done making the test, and I'm going to go up to View Live Form up here, right at the top. Okay, and what that'll do, this is the actual test that a student will see when they take this test. So what I like to do the first time is go through and use it as an answer key. So you can put up here in name, professor, answer key. Use this as the key that you're going to grade the rest of the test by, and Flubaroo does that for you. I'm just going to put answer key, email, 71710. Okay, and then I'm going to fill in the correct answers. What is a greeting in English? Now, there's obviously multiple answers for this that are open-ended. So I can just put a few in here. Hi. Okay, and how do we make any answers acceptable? I'm going to go ahead and put, after each selection, put a space, percent, or. Okay, so this is one thing that Scantrons can't do, is make multiple choice options. So what's another acceptable greeting in English? Hello, space, percent, or. How are you? Okay, space, percent, or. I'm just going to keep it to those, but that's how you do it. You just make sure you have spaces in between here, and that'll mean that if the student puts any one of those answers in here, they're going to be counted correct. So let's go to the next one. Which language is spoken in France? French. I suppose any of these can be spoken in French, but this is an obvious question. Which languages are the Brythonic subbranch? So this has multiple answers: Welsh, Breton, and Cornish. Okay, so I'll go ahead and hit submit. Okay, and what happens when you do submit, it automatically connects it to a spreadsheet. So I'm going to go back to, let's see, no. Okay, so I'm going to do view responses up here at the top from this sheet. Okay, and then this is the spreadsheet that it does a timestamp, the name of the student, in this case we did the answer key, email, and then acceptable answers. And this is what it's going to grade it by. So we're going to go ahead and go back, take it a few more times. Okay, so we'll go back to the last page we were on, submit another response, and then we'll just make some stuff up. Benny at yahoo.com. And then we want to do, let's see, so we can do hi, so that'll be acceptable because that's one of the answers. We'll do French, and then we'll do, this has multiple answers, so we'll leave that one off. We're not going to count that one, so he'll get this wrong, which is fine. We want some variability. Okay, I'll take it again. John at gmail.com. Hello, say Japanese, but he gets this one right. Okay, submit that, and let's take it one more time. Paul at AOL.com, and let's see. How are you? Okay, and let's make him get them all right. Okay, so we'll submit that. Okay, so now if we go back to our spreadsheet, we'll see that it automatically logs all of these. So we have the answer key, and then every student, and this is good to however many students you have, it'll log them all the way down. If we had 100 students or however many students, it would keep it like this and grade them all accordingly. So we took it a few times. Now what we need to do is have Flubaroo run a script, which in order to do that, we're going to go to Insert up here at the top. And when we get Flubaroo, it's going to come right in between right here.